us. Live from Augusta, we're watching News 1226 at 11.
Good evening. Security is on the mind of churchgoers as we get ready for spring. More on what leaders are doing to keep their practicers safe coming up next. But first, we sprang forward an hour this morning, and there was a lot of pollen all over the cars this afternoon. We got some picture or video here from across the street at a car wash that was packed with some pollen on the cars. Emily, are we expecting more of this heading into the week?
Yeah, Craig, this is going to be here for a little while. At least the new trend that I'm seeing is yellow cars, and I think everybody is on board with that. Every car I was passing today had a nice little yellow tint to them. It's going to stick around for a little while longer. If your car has maybe not got that yellow tint to it yet, don't worry, it's coming, because we are seeing high pollen levels in terms of those tree pollens. Now, weed and grass, that will come in the next couple of months, but tree pollen is very high right now. A lot of people are suffering with those allergies. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like it's going anywhere, but again, that's just the season that we are in. This afternoon, temperatures reached right around 65 degrees, and now we're cooling off in the overnight hours. We can expect to see a low right around freezing, so don't get too comfortable with these warmer temperatures there. Again, we'll drop off to right around 32 overnight tonight. So cooler start to your Monday, but we'll warm back up into those middle 60s, Craig. Plenty of sunshine to go around, but I have a pretty good work week forecast. Now, next weekend, looking a little bit rainy, Craig, but I'll have a check on your full forecast coming up.
All right, thanks for that, Emily. Now, the past few months have reinforced that shootings can happen anywhere at any time, to include church. This is true in Grovetown, where deputies saw a man pointed a BB gun at men in a church and was later detained. Nationally, a deadly shooting at Joel Osteen's megachurch in Texas. So some leaders of churches in Augusta are taking a look at their security and how they can keep people safe. Audrey Dickerber checked in with some of our local churches on how they want to address security. Joins us live in the studio now.
Unfortunately, it can be nerve-wracking to go to a lot of places in our world today. So out of precaution, a few of our local churches are doing what they can to make sure you're safe while you're on their campuses by having a police presence, security cameras, volunteers, and more.
World is getting crazier all the time, so we do everything we possibly can to make sure people are safe while they're here.
In today's world, you can never be too safe.
As you've seen, there's been church shootings down Lakewood Church down in Houston, the school in Tennessee. There are people out there who just want to do evil, and being followers of Jesus Christ, then if you're out to do something evil, then we're automatically a target.
He says they stay aware, but are ready to take action if needed.
The whole time on campus, there are people who are keeping alert, looking for any kind of threat, looking for anything that could cause a problem. And we've all been very well trained on how to approach someone like that.
Even doing more for major holidays.
As we see the crowds increase, we also increase our capacity too. So more eyes looking out at more people coming in.
But they are the only church making sure everyone feels safe as soon as they arrive.
One of the most passionate teams would definitely be our safety team. They take care of us. They know all the doors. They know all the exits. They know when doors are locked or unlocked. They know where parents are supposed to be, where kids are supposed to be. They know where Pastor Marty is at all times. So we truly just lean into that team and trust that they've got our back.
Both hoping this makes people feel at ease, knowing they're in good hands when they come to church.
We choose not to live in fear of anything, but we're always ready.
Both churches have services every Sunday with precautions in place. For more information on what time to attend their services, we'll link their website on ours, wrdw.com.
Very important story there. Thank you for that, Audrey. Now we head over to some heads up. There are 2 road closures starting tomorrow and Tuesday as part of the plan to widen Furious Ferry Road. One will be between Anderson Circle and Myrtlewood Trail. That starts tomorrow and runs through next Wednesday. The other lane closure is going to be the right turn into the southbound lane onto Evans at Locks Road. That starts on Tuesday and ends Friday. And in more road closures, there's going to be one near the Dental College of Georgia on R.A. Dent Boulevard. That also starts tomorrow. It will be from John Wesley Gilbert Drive, that little cut-through road, and Druid Park Avenue for repair work. The work is expected to be done by Friday. Detours will be in place, and heavy congestion and slow travel are expected in these busy areas, so be prepared. Now, there are 2 more meetings about the plans to possibly consolidate, close, and build some schools in Richmond County. We covered those meetings last week, and there are 2 more to start this coming week. Tomorrow evening's meeting is at 6 p.m. at the Bel Air Middle School. That impacts Bel Air K through 8, Copeland Elementary, Reynolds Elementary, Bel Air Middle School, and Langford Middle School. Tuesday's meeting is at 3 p.m. at the Richmond County Board of Education building. And the weight loss drug Wrdw has now been approved for more medical purposes by the FDA. The weight loss drug's new approved use is for decreasing the risk of serious cardiovascular problems in people with obesity and heart disease. Millions of people already use Wrdw, and now the FDA's decision could widen insurance coverage for the drug. Now, here on the East Coast, a North Carolina woman escaped through her car's sunroof after it sunk into some water. Officials say she ended up in the water after hydroplaning off a road in Apex, North Carolina, just outside of Raleigh. Emergency crews shut down the road to help the woman, and troopers did not say how the woman broke the sunroof, but they did say she went home, and it's unknown if she was injured, but they expect her to be okay. Now, a beekeeper in North Carolina says someone stole a good amount of bees from his colonies in the bee yard. It's unclear when exactly the theft in Brunswick County happened, but the beekeeper, Ken Edgar, says he recently visited his bee yard and noticed between 15 and 30 colonies were missing. Sounds like a low number, but each colony holds anywhere from 60 to 100,000 bees. So Edgar believes the thief stole more than 1 million bees, along with boxes and materials he used to store those bees.
I said, where are my bees at? So I got out, and this is what I found. They took the bees, the boxes, tops, bottom boards, everything, all in one shot.
Edgar says a bee colony can sell for about $200,000 on the black market. He plans to build a new bee yard, stock it with at least 45 colonies, and put it in a place where thieves can't access it. Now, registration is underway for the 4th annual Run for Ryan 5K. You can walk or run, but it benefits the Ryan Clark Scholarship and Community Service Award. Ryan Clark is a Lakeside High School graduate, was one of 32 people unfortunately killed in the Virginia Tech massacre back in 2007 when a gunman opened fire on campus. Scholarship is for the high school students in Richmond and Columbia counties who spend their time serving our community. Ryan's mother says you can raise money for the program by lacing up and hitting the pavement.
Give back to your community. You live here, so let's give back to it, and let's help our youth go to school. It's important, and school is so expensive. So anything we can do to give back to them is worth it.
Now, the Run for Ryan 5K is Saturday, March 16th at Lakeside High School. It kicks off at 8 a.m., but you can run or walk the track, or you can just show your support by cheering on the sidelines with some participants. To register, go to runforryan.itsyourrace.com. Coming up in international news, the war in Gaza shows no signs. NASA's SpaceX crew, containing 7 astronauts, spoke this morning ahead of their return to Earth. The astronauts on board the International Space Station expressed their gratitude for the experience and support they received during their mission.
I'm really proud to be a part of this. I'm really proud to have served up here with each and every one of you. Crew 7, to Andy, Satoshi, Kosha. We've got a little bit more work to do to get back home, so let's end it strong.
And if the weather conditions are right, the SpaceX Dragon spacecraft is supposed to undock from the ISS tomorrow morning and begin heading home. NASA is targeting an early Tuesday morning for splashdown off the Florida coast. Coming up, following a great debut, was Dune Part 2 able to stay on top of the box office despite another movie debuting as well? Top 5 coming up next.
Oh, Grace, this one's from your stepdad. Thanks, Chris. This one's from Lily. Lily.
Great. Let's add the milk. Oh, that's perfect. You know this.
Fort McHenry.
Good job, Grace.
Thanks, Chris. I just wanted to say a big thank you to my mom and Chris.
Where did you guys meet? Psychology class. Wow. Nice. Wow. You look beautiful.
Thanks, Dad. Okay, someone just did laundry.
Death, Taxes, and Kung Fu Panda prevail again. Just a classic film franchise. Meanwhile, Dune Part 2 still taking my money every single week. Saw it a second time. And, just lots of great films there. Lots of predictions on the Oscars tonight. But, Emily, what are our predictions looking like on this pollen going into this week? Y'all were talking about pollen earlier, and I could feel all those symptoms kind of itching
Yeah,
in my throat.
I know. No, I've got them all. I'm finally started taking my allergy medicine. Probably too late, but better late than never. So we're already getting started on that because, yes, the pollen is out here, and it's here to stay for the rest of the season. Unfortunately, we're going to see dry conditions, which is good for the rest of our work week, or really for the majority of our work week, I should say. We'll see some rain Friday, but we'll get to that in just a second. Right now, we're sitting in those lower 50s. We'll cool off about 20 degrees more than this overnight tonight, so a really chilly night in store for us. But as of right now, things are pretty mild in terms of temperatures for all of the CSRA, and we are dry, expecting that to stay true again overnight tonight and throughout our Monday. We're going to see a few clouds come into play for those later afternoon hours, but starting off sunny for our work day. Again, Monday will be right around 32 for those overnight lows. Cloud cover will come into play for the afternoon. That's going to keep us in those middle 60s for those high temperatures, and then partly cloudy skies throughout the day. Tuesday will warm up into those 70s, though by the afternoon could see a little bit more sunshine for us. So again, expecting to see right around 75 for our Tuesday. But here is a big view of what we can expect throughout the week. Again, dry conditions continue, a little bit of cloud cover for our Monday. Tuesday afternoon, we'll see a little bit more sun. Wednesday, looking like mostly sunny, more sun than clouds. Thursday, going to see a little bit of cloud cover in the evening, but otherwise mostly sunny. Now Friday, that's when things kind of take a turn. We can expect to see showers as early as noon Friday, but again, timing will change as we get closer to this, and then we can expect to see rain throughout the day Friday, and even off and on showers and thunderstorms Saturday. Unfortunately, we can still see some rain come Sunday next week. So I'm ready for us to have a week where we get to the weekend and it's not raining. I'm so tired of the rain on the weekends, Craig, but unfortunately we have another week of that. But good news is Monday through Thursday looking great, seasonable temperatures really by Tuesday, and then we'll be a little bit warmer, above average Wednesday, Thursday. Either partly cloudy or mostly sunny sky conditions. So, we really can't beat that for the start of our work week. Again, those showers will come in midday Friday, off and on showers Saturday, and a couple of thunderstorms embedded in those showers. Again, once we get into Sunday, still gonna have that rain sticking around, unfortunately, but hopefully next week we'll do better in terms of the weekend.
Feels like a win-lose. Sunny but with pollen, and then some relief with rain, but again, it's rain on the weekend. But yeah, crazy stuff. Thanks for that, Emily. Now, we have some sports coming up, but as we head into break, here's a live look at the Statue of Liberty and your winning lotto numbers.
Jim Hudson Automotive Group. On your sideline.
Hey, don't hold your breath. You knew this was coming. SEC Championship Sunday. Gamecocks, LSU, just as intense as you'd expect, and then some. Friendly smiles didn't last long. The fourth quarter started out like this. LSU trailed 59-53. Angel Reese made it a one-possession game with under 5 to go. Gamecocks respond with a 6-0 run that brought the game to 73-66. Then this happened. In the final 2 minutes, a foul by Flau'jae Johnson turned into a scuffle that turned into a shove. That cleared the bench. That after 20 minutes resulted in Cardoso and both benches being ejected. South Carolina had only one substitute left. LSU was left with only its starting 5. The Gamecocks made it work though. They limited the Tigers to 4 points. After South Carolina wins 79-72, their 8th SEC championship in the last 10 years, and quite possibly the most memorable one.
Well, I wanted to apologize because that's not who we are. I think sometimes in any competitive sport game, emotions are involved. We're not dealing with robots. They're emotions, and sometimes the emotions get the best of us. And I thought for us, and I'm only going to speak for South Carolina, they got the best of us, and we need to handle them better. So I want to apologize because that's not who we are, and I don't want a dark cloud over women's basketball because of something that we did.
Cardoso did apologize on Twitter per the NCAA rulebook. The first time an individual fights during this season, that athlete is subject to a suspension from the next game, which means chances are we may not see number 10 on the court in the first round. Okay, it is Selection Sunday for Division II. USC Aiken men's will face Emmanuel in the opening round of the tournament. Augusta University women's team will play Carson Newman on March 15 for that initial round. It's often hard to be the first of anything anymore. The old phrase of getting with the times is becoming old. Nick Moore at North Augusta just made sure that saying is staying in the past. The senior is now one of the first at North Augusta to make the leap to college wrestling. Moore will be taking his talents to Newberry College. He'll pack away some of his medals for the move too. Moore won the Class 4A Upper State Wrestling Championship. He finished second in the 4A State Championship in his weight class. The wrestler has been a staple on the Jackets mat since he was an 8th grader who he was surrounded by. Well, that was just a clue to why he chose the Wolves.
I chose Newberry because of the family aspect of it, the way they hold themselves as a team and like a family together, they support each other. And that's kind of like what we got in the North Augusta room.
He's my only one, so I put my heart and soul in the way he puts his into, and he's done great with his grades. I mean, just maintained. He would, do 2-a-days, either 2 practices or working out in practice or double workouts. I mean, he's worked his butt off to get here, and I'm excited about his journey.
We have several other kids who feel like they have to work as hard as Nick does to achieve what Nick's going to achieve. And so by doing that, by working hard, it rubs off. It just sets a great example for how hard he works, and by working hard, good things come.
Moore was also a senior captain this year. While this closes a page on his Jackets career, he's ready to get to work with the Wolves next season.
Well, we didn't have any measurable rainfall today in the CSRA, and that trend's going to continue for the majority of our work week. Rain chances come into play, though, next weekend. But I'm going to send things over to Studio B for a quick check on Mall Call.
Well, that's right. If you're facing challenges with your teens, tonight we've got some information to help.
Absolutely, Neil. Tonight we have an expert, local juvenile judge. Is going to talk about the juvenile court and how we can deal with children with behavior issues and all sorts of things.
Excellent. Affects us all. Give us a ring at 844-706-1212. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
Benny, what do you... Before we go tonight, some tunes to play you out from Florida.
Brother's belly.
Real jam out there. You heard it here. The sounds of the Florida Keys conch shell blowing contest. Judges evaluated contestants on the quality, duration, loudness, and novelty of the sounds they made. The conch honk ended in a tie in the men's division. It salutes the centuries-old use of the conch horn for signaling and communication. A true calling to spring break starting with a conch shell competition there in Florida.
I love it. That's awesome. I feel like, I say this all the time, there's just like the craziest things going on in Florida, and this is one of them, and that's so fun. Like, I would love to do that. I don't know if
my energy.
Before we go tonight, some tunes to play you out from Florida.
brother's belly.
Real jam out there. You heard it here. The sounds of the Florida Keys conch shell blowing contest. Judges evaluated contestants on the quality, duration, loudness, and novelty of the sounds they made. The conch honk ended in a tie in the men's division. It salutes the centuries-old use of the conch horn for signaling and communication. A true calling to spring break starting with a conch shell competition there in Florida.
I love it. That's awesome. I feel like, I say this all the time, there's just like the craziest things going on in Florida,
Oh, yeah.
and this is one of them, and that's so fun. Like, I would love to do that. I don't know if I would be good at it, but it would be fun.
We'll bring it here to Augusta. You heard it here.
Yeah, maybe. I'll have to find myself one of those shells first. Looking, though, at this week's forecast, starting off, partly cloudy tomorrow. We'll only warm up into those middle 60s, but by the end of the week, we'll see those upper 70s and some rainfall next weekend.
Well, thank you for joining us here on News 1226. Be sure to stick around for Law Call coming up right after this.